I think some of like the things that you said you and Jim talked about, that speech kind of had a little bit of that kind of like rising up out of the ashes, right? I think maybe some of it was referring to what you had experienced in your own life.
Yeah, and you know what, I get so in my own world that I didn't even notice that James Cameron was sitting there when I was giving my Disney Legend speech, and it's kind of amazing and kind of, I don't know, it's almost like the universe kind of always knows better than we do. When I'm giving that speech, they cut to James, of all people, watching, and I can now, in hindsight, kind of see him taking it in a different way than I would have expected. And so, you know, everything that I went through, losing my house in the Woolsey fire, I really related to the title Fire and Ash in a very personal way. And I do think that I'm kind of this symbol for rebuilding now. You know, obviously the LA fires, probably a lot of us in this room experienced it together at the same time in a way that, you know, the rest of the world maybe didn't feel it the way that we did. But, you know, when that happened in 2019, it was, you know, such a moment. And now I feel like I'm so proud to kind of represent this kind of rebuilding, this phoenix kind of rising, because, you know, I'm so grateful that my life now, I got to kind of build from the ground up. But even though it's, you know, it's not easy, now everything that I do have in my life is things that I chose. They're meaningful, they're important, and they're not as many, but they're more, even though the number may be less.